What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Mood616 here, and yes, I'm back with a brand new haul. Yeah, just got back from Calgary Horrorcon 2023. I don't know why I had to throw the year in there because I think we all are aware it's 2023. So this is gonna be the haul. Calgary Horrorcon 2023 was actually pretty decent this year. It was decent. It was basically the Killer Clowns from Outer Space kind of reunion. Like, they had the Chotto brothers there, some of the actors, a lot of the guys that played the clowns. So there actually was a whole kind of big spectrum of Killer Clown stuff. Unfortunately, I didn't get anything Killer Clowns signed. Grant Kramer was there, the main actor. Susanna Snyder, she actually bowed out last minute, and that was kind of a deal breaker for me. I know I had friends that were there that got like the Chotto brothers to sign their poster and stuff like that, and a couple other people, and it was expensive to get everybody on there. So I was like, fuck, because as you're gonna see from this haul, you're probably gonna realize why I didn't go that route, because I spent so much money on other shit. But I did get some autographs. I met some other people and stuff. There's some pretty cool cats there and stuff like that. So, but yeah, without further ado, man, let's get right into this haul. It's gonna be a bunch of stuff. I'll start with some swag and shit all over the place. We'll get into the movies and shit, which is I picked up a lot of stuff this year, which is not really a surprise because, you know, it's once a year, so you know, you basically kind of save up and you go for gold on it. So all right, so I don't even know where to start. Oh, you know what, I got my VIP pass, and I'll show this off because it was actually kind of cool. So the VIP passes this year, they actually like light, if you can see that on the screen, they light up and kind of things, and I thought that was actually kind of a cool little touch here. We showed up kind of late to the VIP party this year because unfortunately we left really early in the morning, and there was an accident just outside of my city that we live in, and there was a 6.5 hour delay. A dude on a motorcycle hit a fucking rig head on. It was brutal, and like terrible weather. It was awful. So we didn't get in until super late, and yeah, the drive down sucked, and the drive back was even worse because we're up in the mountains and we hit about 1.5 feet of snow. Yes, in the middle of fucking June. That's because it's like so high. But anyways, that's a totally different story, and that's a crazy fucking way to come back. But anyways, but yeah, the VIP, very cool that they did those this year. You know, I got stuff everywhere. I don't really even know to show. I'll show off these stickers that I got quickly. Picked up a couple stickers. Got this. I love skateboarding, so we got some Sam on skateboard. We got some Ash. Pretty cool. This artist right here, he was such a nice guy. It's such cool artwork. Could have bought so much more stuff. Actually, my kid bought this really cool Super Mario Brothers poster for his game room, and it's fucking pretty rad, man. And yeah, right there. So just a few stickers. I didn't really get much stuff like that this year. Picked up a couple toys, which I usually do. I picked up this Sam Body Knockers kind of bobblehead thing because I love my Sam shit. So I've actually been wanting this one for years. Finally came across it. Every year I see it, and it always sells before I get a chance to get it. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna get it. I never grabbed the original Sam Funkos, so, and I saw one there. And these were really cheap this year. I was actually quite surprised, but grabbed the Sam Funko. So just one of those. So that's kind of cool right there. Yeah, let's get into here. I picked up a bunch more of these metal plates. I really need to find a spot to put these. Like, I have so many of these, and I really like these things, but this year I decided, I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna grab the first. They actually didn't have Freddy's Dead, which was kind of funny. But yeah, or I actually come to think they didn't have New Nightmare either, but the Nightmare on Elm Street metal tins. I'm such a big fan of these things. Nightmare on Elm Street 2. So I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with these. Nightmare on Elm Street 3, 4, and of course, Part 5. And then I picked up a few more. We got the Asian House, or House, however you want to say it. But I always love that artwork, man. So it's got to be one of the weirdest movies ever made. If you've ever seen this film, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's worthy of putting up somewhere. Picked up Bava's Black Sunday, which is really cool. We got Argento's Tenebrae. I thought this was kind of a different artwork for it, so I definitely snagged that up. I was like, that's pretty fucking unique. Your Vice is a locked room, and only I have the key, with the beautiful Edward Fenwick on the cover there. Yeah, so that's gonna be awesome to add to this. And of course, I had to grab the New York Ripper because I was rocking the New York Ripper hat all weekend, so whatever. So basically a bunch of Elm Street stuff and a bunch of Asian stuff, or Italian stuff, so. yeah, so actually I picked up a couple of shirts here, which are kind of cool. Had to do it. I never really come across too many of these things, but I was like, screw it. Gonna grab a Sam shirt. Yeah, I've been wanting one for a long time, and I finally grabbed one for a really good price. Now this was really cool, man. This was actually not really the size. It's a little bit small, but not really. It's tight. But they sold so quick, man. Like all the larges were gone relatively quick. But although the medium actually does fit me, but this the Asian Freddy shirt, I can't see what I'm doing here, so if you guys can see it, it's a long sleeve. And that's the problem, because I have like monkey arms. So, but it actually does fit, surprisingly. So that just goes to show how fucking small I'm getting. But yeah, no, it's a really cool shirt. If you guys can see that, I can't exactly see what I'm doing here. Now, some people are gonna make, because for years and years, I always used to trash on Elm Street 2. More in good fun, though. I always liked the movie. It's just, I always thought it was a poor sequel to the original film in terms of being an actual sequel, where I think Dream Warriors works a lot better as an actual sequel. If you watch part 1, part 3, I think part 2 is a great movie. I think it just should have came later down the line. It's a cool idea. It's just, I don't know if I felt like they were kind of jumping the shark a little bit with that one, but I do like the film. So, but anyways, this is kind of like Elm Street 2 influenced. As you guys can see, a pretty cool artwork here. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, shit, man, that is pretty cool. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And also I grabbed love the artwork on this, a Bub shirt, Day of the Dead. Pretty fucking awesome. Again, I hope you guys can see those because I can't quite see what I'm doing. So yeah, I think I might have got those in the frame. But yeah, so I picked up 4 shirts. It's something I always try to grab is shirts, man. I think I have close to 200 shirts now. Like, it's so bad. I have so many shirts. But a lot of my shirts that I have from my bigger days are really big on me. Like, I wear them around the house as like night shirts and stuff like that, but I don't really wear them out because they're so damn big. It's not 1994 where everything had to be so damn big. You're wearing your big lugs and you know, your big jeans with your lugs and your fucking, you know, your Timberlands and oh fuck, man. It ain't 1994 anymore. Oh yeah. So the same dude had the stickers and shit had these, actually had like a whole box, like it was like a real cereal and shit like that they developed. And there was actually a Jason one also, but I thought this was really cool, man. This Kruger crisp, it's fucking awesome, man. I'm a big fan of stuff like this. Yeah, he actually even signed it on the back. But yeah, that's pretty cool, man. That's definitely going up right there. I didn't realize I picked up a bunch of Sam and Freddy stuff. I guess it's subconsciously, it's just shit that I love, so I want to pick that up. So, but yeah, moving on to something I generally don't grab, but I really liked the guy that wrote this, and it was really cool. Like the whole premise behind this graphic novel. It's called Cover of Darkness, and it's got really fantastic artwork in this shit. But I really like the whole premise of it. Yeah, I'll just kind of flip through that just for a second, but it's really, really cool. Really, really cool. So I decided to support the guy. Who was very cheap. And I'm a big fan of graphic novels. I don't buy a whole lot anymore. But, you know, I'll indulge if it's horror related and it's pretty damn cool. So, but yeah, I couldn't resist for the price. Very, very cool. Also came with like some type of artwork that they had done. There was tons of prints and tons of things to choose from. I went with this because I love the mummy shit. Anything mummy I'm a big fan of, and I really like this artwork. I don't think it has anything to do with, or maybe it does with the graphic novel, I'm not sure. But they had tons and tons of cool prints and shit like that, so got that for free actually with it. So that was pretty cool. You got to pick anything you wanted. Yeah, so that's really all that is for random stuff. You know what? Actually, it's not. I picked up another, as you can see, the Tales from the Crypt pillow I picked up, I think, a couple years ago. Or maybe that was from last year, but I picked up another one, a companion Tales from the Crypt pillow, because I fucking love Tales from the Crypt. So now you'll see that one in the video where I had it sitting there. And I also picked a Return of the Living Dead poster pillow for a third pillow on the couch, because I'm a hoarder of pillows apparently. So yeah, random stuff. Yeah, with that said, man, I will probably get into this huge stack of films here. And then, you know what? Actually, shit, man. Let's show this stuff off right now. We'll do this right now. So I picked up a stack of vinyl. Pretty cool shit, man. A lot of Death Waltz stuff releases here. As you guys know, I'm a big Italian music fan, you know, soundtrack score-wise. So, had to go with the New York Ripper, Death Waltz. I haven't even had a chance to pop these on. Obviously, I've been home for a day. So, New York Ripper vinyl. Just fantastic artwork on this. It's just so good. So, that's really cool. Also picked up Suspiria. Yeah, this is a great release right here. So, yeah, that's a good one. I'm not really too sure who did that one. It was Amos Records put it out. Alright, so this is really cool, man. Another Death Waltz release. Zombie Holocaust. I know, I'm sorry for the glare. It's not really a whole lot I can do on that. Maybe I can. But yeah, Zombie Holocaust. Fucking awesome. That is amazing. We also picked up House by the Cemetery. Another Death Waltz release. I was surprised most of the stuff I was actually looking for was there. I was looking for a copy of The Beyond and City of the Living Dead, but I think there's new releases coming out of those, so I have to grab those later. But House by the Cemetery, amazing. This one I didn't even know the Death Waltz had actually put this out, so I was a little bit shocked by that. But yeah, that's The Church. Kind of missed that, I guess. So, but yeah, some more Goblin right there. Mikel Suave. And yeah, this was it was a Rustblade Records put this out. Shit. Okay. So this was apparently limited to 499 copies. What a weird fucking limited number of Argento's Opera. That 499 copies. I have no idea what number I got. Maybe it's on the inside. I think the majority of these are actually colored vinyl too. This one actually tells you marble red vinyl. Plus it's got a poster in it, which is really cool. Picked up the Deep Red, some more Goblin here, and of course last one was Simonetti. So, the Bravando Rosso. It's awesome. Fucking pretty sweet. And I also, man, I love the artwork on this, man. It's fucking fantastic. I love the soundtrack too. It's so good. Another Death Waltz release of Nightmare City. Yeah, it's so awesome. I love that artwork right there. It's fantastic. That's awesome shit right there. I know I went kind of crazy with the vinyl. And not an Italian film, but actually scored by an Italian. Ennio Morricone. And The Thing. Yeah, I love this. I love the score for this. It's so good. So Alien Bone and Blood colored vinyl. Man, I'm gonna have to break these. I can't wait to break these out because I'm assuming a lot of this Death Waltz stuff is colored. It doesn't tell you, but I think it is. But yeah, anyways. So that is the vinyl haul right there. Kind of went a little bit batshit with it, but I was like, screw it, man. I love my Italian soundtracks and shit, so had to do it. Finally decided to just go out and fucking purchase them. So all right. Yeah, so I picked up one VHS. I think I found a couple this year. Like I generally only pick up VHS tapes that don't have DVD and Blu-ray releases. And there was a couple more there actually. A couple of them were actually pretty expensive. So I was like, screw it. But this one the price was really good on this. And the tape is in really good shape too. Apparently it came from a place in Winnipeg. X-Rental. Star Time Fata Video. And that is a film with James Earl Jones and Brad Dourif. And it's the anthology Grim Prairie Tales. So this one needs a release. It really does. Some people ask me if when I pick these up, do I actually watch them? And I do actually watch them. I do have a player. I've got a VCR. And I don't generally watch them on the big 80-inch screen, but actually I don't at all. I watch them on smaller screens, so they look a little bit better. But I've had pretty good luck with tapes that I've bought that have been in really good playing shape. So that's always a plus. But yeah, I've seen this one a couple times. I watched this on YouTube actually just a couple years back again. And I was like, it's fun, man. It's fun. Why doesn't it have a fucking release? So it feels like something that's Vinegar Syndrome put out. But yeah, so the one tape Grim Prairie Tales. Oh, you know what? I'll get into these autographs too before we get into the actual haul. So first up, I got my copy of My Bloody Valentine signed by Peter Cooper, who played, of course, Harry Warden and the Miner. It's pretty cool, man. Actually, he'd signed it in white at the top, and then he went over it in red just to kind of accentuate it. It was pretty cool. Got the sign down there. Very, very nice guy. I think he was just... I don't know if he does a lot of cons, but like he just seemed like he was having a blast there, because really he's only got like 1 or 2 movie credits in his entire career, and I think this might even be the last. I think he had one movie before this one. He's never done a movie since this one, and you know, it's like 43 years later, 42 years later, and he's got this huge following and shit. He just looked like such a nice, or he had such a happy smile on his face the whole time. It was awesome. Super nice guy. Very happy to have that signed. My Bloody Valentine original film, one of my all-time favorite films. Yes, you know, as a standalone slasher, it's like my second favorite. If you consider Maniac, I do, kind of. So I always put it number one. But if I was to argue against it being a slasher, this would be my favorite standalone slasher. Standalone. Yeah, then we got Return to Newcombe High signs by Catherine Corcoran. She was super fucking nice, man. And I realized last minute that I probably should have brought my poster to get signed, because I have all my other Trauma posters signed by like Lloyd Kaufman and shit. And I actually have the second one too, framed up there. So, and I thought about it just as we were leaving. I was like, I don't want to roll it up. I just didn't want to bring it down and shit. But I got her to sign this. She was super awesome. I told her that I once watched this shit like 7-8 times in 1 week, and she's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, I just couldn't turn it off. It was hilarious to me. Big fan of Trauma, but that was very cool of her to sign. If you guys can see it, it's in blue. It's a little bit tougher to see because it's so colorful, but it is on there. She was cool. And last up here, I was so happy because I wasn't sure what I was going to do with Mark Burnham, and because, of course, he played Leatherface in the new Texas Chainsaw movie. And, of course, there's physical copies of that. And I'm not really, like, you know, a movie poster person per se to get signed, because I just don't have the room to put that shit up. If I started going that way early in the convention days, I would have, like, hundreds of things signed, but nowhere to put them. So I prefer to get movies signed where I can pull them out and show or display them and shit. It's just a lot easier. So, but he had copies of Lowlife, which I was so happy because I didn't actually own this and I wanted it because I really enjoyed this film, and I was so happy that he had them, and they were cheap. So yeah, so I got Lowlife signed by Mark Burnham. Very, very nice guy. Huge fucking dude. I'll post pictures up in here of all the celebrities I got autographs with. But you can see, like, I'm 6'1" and he's like towering over me. Like, it's crazy. He's a huge dude. Super, super nice guy. But yeah, Lowlife, never seen it. Awesome film. So check it out. And yeah, let's take a small little break here, and we'll be back in a second because I gotta reset the camera. So yeah, and then we'll get into the haul. Yeah. All right, haul time. So I actually picked up quite a few here. I spent a lot of money. There is price tags pretty much on everything. Some of the price tags I didn't pay those prices. Some I did. I'm not going to say what, but I did get some pretty good deals. But yeah, so anyways, I knew about this first movie, and I hadn't seen it. I actually completely kind of forgot about it. I heard there was a little bit of buzz around it and shit, and I completely forgot about it. Anyways, I was, at Horrorcon, and I was talking to a dude there, and he mentioned the film, and I was like, oh shit, I was like, I've never seen it. He's like, dude, you gotta see it, man. I've seen it like 5 times since it came out. I'm like, oh, crazy. And then, whatever. And then I was talking to my buddy that I met actually last year, and we met up again this year and stuff like that. He's a filmmaker and shit. And he mentioned the movie too in just conversation. I was like, oh fuck, I gotta get a copy of this. So I went back to Rough Cuts Video, which if you're in Canada, go support Rough Cuts Video. Met the dude. He actually messaged me before Horrorcon and said, hey man, I just opened up a physical shop. I'm gonna be at Horrorcon. Come down and support. And it's amazing. If you like boutique label shit, he's literally representing every single boutique label imaginable in the shop. So if you're region free, if you're not whatever, he's got everything, like every label. So I was very, very impressed. Kind of went batshit with some of the stuff, but yeah, he had the umbrella release of Mad Heidi. So this movie is absolutely fucking ridiculous, man. It's like, I thought I was expecting it to be a lot more low budget. It is low budget, but man, it looks damn good. There's some really good cinematography in this. The effects were hilariously gory and really, really well done in this, but it's kind of a revenge tale about this girl Heidi who ultimately her boyfriend ends up getting killed, and then she gets kind of wrongfully arrested and imprisoned and stuff. She breaks free and decides to go on a rampage and stuff like that. But meanwhile, this whole movie takes place in Switzerland. And it's run by Casper Van Dien, who's like he's like the president of the country, but it's run like Hitler. Like they walk around with their Swiss patches on their arms, and basically the military is like the Nazis. But they have this like ridiculous plan of kind of almost poisoning people with Swiss cheese, to make them stupid, so they can keep the regime and stuff. Oh my god, the storyline is so funny and stupid. I was howling watching this shit the other night, but yeah, it was kind of shocking that, in a sense, that I kept hearing from people, it's like, oh, it was meant to be stupid, blah blah blah. But man, they tried to make a good movie here, you can tell, and it's funny as hell. And just like narrative wise and acting wise and cinematography, like everything just came across as being so much better than I was anticipating. So that was a big plus. But just seeing Casper Van Dien play the leader. Fuck, man, I was pissing myself. He's so funny in this movie. Very cool stuff, though. It says dystopian, but yeah, I get that. It's kind of set in this kind of like alternate reality, I guess, a little bit, or futuristic kind of thing. But yeah, the girl that plays Alice Lucy, who plays Mad Heidi, she does a great job in this. But highly recommend this. Released from Umbrella. It is region B, so you got to be region free to check it out. But I highly recommend it. It's fucking awesome. It's good shit. All right, so these stacks are just random. There's shit all over the place. So this one's from Kino, and I've been wanting to see this for a little bit actually. And it's The Bride Wore Black. I think this is like a revenge tale from like the late 60s and shit. It actually describes it as reinvents the Hitchcockian thriller and unveils a fascinating portrait of a woman ravaged by grief. Yeah, it's totally like a revenge tale, so I'm very curious on this. I don't know how it's going to play out. I think it's a French film, so yeah, I got to check this out. Had it on the radar for a while, saw it, and I was like, I got to pick it up. I decided to pick this up because I'm just tired of waiting for this box set to come, which is probably never going to come because, I mean, obviously Synapse has released the first film, and Scream Factory's released one of the films. The other two are kind of in limbo right now. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Blue Underground still owns them or what's going on. But I picked up Night of the Seagulls. I think it's actually out of print. I'm not even 100% sure. So I just never grabbed it because I just kind of said, screw it. I want the box set, even though I have the Coffin box set from Blue Underground, which is a fantastic set. But I would love to see these on awesome prints, and, I'm sure it looks decent. But Night of the Seagulls from the Tombs of the Blind Dead franchise. A Fernando de Leo film I had never seen before, so I had to check this out. I see Raro's kind of changed their form, like the way they do their artwork and stuff, but this is called Nick the Sting. Yeah, I don't know much about this one, but I saw Fernando de Leo's name on it, and I was like, well, I've got pretty much everything Fernando de Leo's done in his career. I didn't have this one, though. That was kind of crazy. But yeah, it's obviously an action film. So yeah, looking forward to checking that out. If you're a fan of DeLeo, I'm sure it's going to be decent. This is one I've had my eyes on for actually a long time. Very, very curious on this. I'm a big Christmas horror film fan. I like Christmas films in general. So when this got announced, I was like, shit, what is that? I had really no idea what it actually was. But apparently it's like a bunch of stories, short. I'm not sure how long they each are. But it ran from 68 to 73 on the BBC. And it's all Christmas related, like horror stories and shit like that. And it's called Ghost Stories for Christmas, Volume 1. So apparently there's another one coming. Runs about 172 minutes. So it's pretty damn cool. Yeah. So I don't know much about it. If you guys know anything about this, except for that it's Christmas horror related. So yeah, can't wait to check that out. Now, I didn't even realize that Umbrella had put this out. I must have missed this release. I saw it at Rough Cut Video's table, basically, or display or whatever spot. And I was like, I fucking love this movie. I absolutely love this movie so much. It's like it's such an unsung hero. It's so underrated. If you ever check this out, you've never seen it, and you hear the music, you're like, I know where that music's from, if you're a fan of Tarantino. But Twisted Nerve from 1968, fantastic movie. Really, really fantastic film. Definitely something that you've got to see if you've never seen before. Amazing. Umbrella released it. Amazing. So yeah, I had to check this out, man. I love Chuck Connors. This was actually a fucking Code Red put this out, man. It's crazy. Yeah, Chuck Connors and Terror Squad. So yeah, anything with Chuck Connors, I'm checking out. Yeah, the dude was an athlete. He was a man's man, this guy. He was a total man's man. So yeah, I was like, I really don't know much about this one at all. When the fuck did this come out? I'm trying to think. This must have been later in the 80s. Oh yeah, 87. It was later in the 80s too, because it totally looks like it. But Terror Squad, you know what you're getting there. This is released by Altered Innocence. Now, I had my eye on this originally because you could get it through Scream Factory, and I never really pulled the trigger, and I saw it there for a pretty good price, and I was like, you know what? I just want to check this out, man. I've heard this one is a pretty bizarre film. Yeah, it turns the art house weirdness dial up to 11. I love it. And that's called The Wild Boys. So yeah, I'm looking forward to checking this shit out. I don't really know much about this. It just looks intriguing as hell. A fucking intoxicating miracle of a film. Miracle of a film. Erotically uninhibited and deeply bizarre. See, all these things, man, that just intrigues the shit out of me, man. I think it has something to do... I don't even know. I guess I could probably read the back, but I don't want to bore you guys. But yeah, so check that out. I saw it. I wasn't even going to grab this right now, you know, because I collect the Italian line from 88 Films, and I was like, you know what, all the 4Ks that are coming out that aren't just original releases, I've been just kind of like putting on the back burner, but I saw it and I was like, fuck, I gotta do it. I gotta do it because I love this movie. I'm such a big fan of this film. I know, like, people always kind of harp on it and shit on it, but I love it. And that's Hell of Living Dead. I've always been a big fan of this, man. Bruno Mattei in general, I like, even his really terrible shit is so much fun to watch. But yeah, it's the 4K Hell of Living Dead, so had to do it. Oh yeah, so I found this, which was kind of cool because I just I got rid of my DVDs, picked up the box set, like the Thin Line box set, and of course part 6 wasn't included in it, so I still had the DVD. But yeah, I came across of part 6. And I think this one was a little bit harder to get because they pulled it off the shelves and stuff like that. So I actually didn't pay what's on there for it, but I was glad to have this, and it's Wrong Turn 6, so had to grab it. Yeah, no slip on this, but I was pretty pumped on the price, and I did actually only pay $10 for this, and that's Double Dragon from the MVD Rewind collection. I haven't seen this shit in a long time, and I was looking at the credits on here, and I forgot that Alyssa Milano was in this. It's so fucking funny, but Double Dragon, it's amazing. Decided to upgrade. It's a funny ass movie from Kino. Kino just puts out so much stuff. Like they cover the grounds of all genre films, man. Exploitation, fucking spaghetti westerns, just straight westerns, comedies, horror, fucking old. Like they do everything. And we got Transylvania 65000. It's been a minute since I've seen it. I watched it for, yeah, I think it was for the 85 show. So, but fun ass film. Not really my favorite in the world with Jeff Goldblum, but I can handle the film. Everybody, I'm always shitting on Jeff Goldblum. Now, this movie right here, I didn't really know much about, but I love the artwork, and it does sound pretty damn cool. It's got Peter Cody in it. Directed by Terry Bedford. So this might be pretty interesting. So, I love the artwork, though, and it's called Slayground from Kino. Kino's always dropping the shit, man. Always dropping the shit. I wasn't even sure if I even had a copy of this, but I was like, fuck, even if I do, I'm pretty sure I actually don't. But I had to grab it because I've had my eye on this actually for a little bit from Shell Factory, and that's Deadly Force with Wings Hauser. Yes, look at that artwork. That is just blatantly awesome. Yes. 83? That fucker was in 83? Crazy. All right, so I had to do it. I still had never grabbed this. Doesn't have a slipcover, nothing, but I was like, you know what? Fuck it. For the price of this, it's way cheaper than I can get it anywhere else. And I'm curious to see what it looks like on Blu-ray. We actually reviewed this film once on the podcast. I believe it was like actually a Patreon pick from Mikey Fisher. And it had to have been because I know it's like one of his favorite movies ever made. And that is Skin Deep. Yes. The Plates character is bananas. I can't wait to see the effects on that because it looked, man, the DVD was so pissed for. So pissed for. Of course, it has Warwick Davis who plays Plates and then he fucking throws plates at people and kills them with it. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, I've heard from some people because I recommended this film many times to people and like as like a really, really bad film. But some people were like pissed off and like that movie was terrible. So it's so funny when that happens, but whatever. Each their own. And a Vinegar Syndrome release I actually never picked up because I thought it was like straight up porn. I've never seen this before. I'm assuming it's pretty smutty and shit like that, but it's the National Lampoon, Natural Lampoon's Frat House. So I'm thinking on the lines of this being very, very, very smutty. So. But I love the artwork, man. It's fantastic. But it was cool because it came with a slip, too. So I'm like, yeah, awesome. A film I never would have grabbed, actually, if it wasn't for how cheap it was, because I'm actually not a huge fan of this. But for the price, I was like, fuck it. Gotta do it, man. Gotta do it. And that's When a Stranger Calls Back. Yes. So we reviewed these on the podcast. I guess all 4 of them. Or is it 3 of them? Is it 4 or 3? I can't even remember. But, yeah. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. This was a great price on this, man. It's a Scorpion. And I'm glad I held out on this, but it's got Corbin Bernstein in it, Martin Sheen, and it's called The Killing Box. That artwork is fucking fantastic. But for $10, I was like, holy shit, dude. Scorpions for $10? Giddy up. Killing Box. And again, this is one that I'm not overly a huge fan of. But I also haven't seen this movie in years. I have the DVD. I have the Code Red DVD. And I really do actually like this artwork on it. But who knows? Maybe the high def print improves the quality of the film. Because sometimes it does. But yeah, it's Scream. The Scream from 1981. But for $10, I was like, shit, dude. Code Red's for $10. I'll be doing that. Just take my money right now. So yeah. Take that shit. Another one that I actually had my eye on for a long time and I never grabbed, and it's a Scorpion release, also for tenner, and that's Torment. So I was happy to grab that. That's pretty damn cool. This one looks pretty interesting. The Autonomy of Murder, family style. Bob is a mild-mannered, likable, middle-aged guy, charming and sincere, but he does have one serious character falling. He has a penchant for killing young women. That sounds amazing. Fuck young women. All right. Another Scorpion. And didn't this one is relatively newer. It came out a couple years ago, yeah. And this one is called Night Terror, aka Night Drive, with Valerie Harper. So another Scorpion, man. That's pretty cool, man. So gotta check that one out. I love the artwork on this too. This sucked me right in. I had no idea what this was, but it just looked like the epitome of middle of the 80s. Like it says, an offbeat thriller that takes a dark and macabre look into the mind of an obsessed woman a year after she is raped. And then I stopped there when I was reading. I was like, oh, well, that's up my out. I know that always sounds so bad, but I love rape revenge movies. I don't like rape. I like rape revenge movies because it's like the ultimate reason to get revenge on someone. So yeah, so it's pretty much a rape revenge movie that I'd never heard of before. It's called Positive ID. It has something to do, obviously, the twist of like ID and the right. Maybe she just goes on a killing spree, and then hopefully she gets the right ID eventually. Hopefully that's it. But look at that artwork. That's pretty fucking awesome. I love it. Good stuff. Now I've heard so many good things about this movie. So the owner from Rough Cuts Video recommended this. I had my eye on this too, and I wasn't sure about it, what it was like, but he's like, no, dude, it's totally awesome. And I'm like, oh, okay, so I got to grab it. And the thing that caught my attention with this is that it's got Eric Estrada in it, and I grew up watching Chips, and I always liked Eric Estrada. So I had to grab it from Scorpion, and it's called Trackdown, and I've heard it's really damn good, so fucking amazing. So stoked to see this, because I remember seeing it when it first came out, and I was like, oh, I should grab that, And I did finally. All right, so I was so stoked to see this because I was just reading a thing about this not too long ago, and it totally re-triggered my mind because I knew the movie Speed was based on another film, and I could never remember what it was called. I could never think of it. And I came across this thing I was reading, and it was talking about the original film that Speed was based on, and I was like, oh shit. And it got released recently from Eureka, and that's called The Bullet Train, with the man Sonny Chiba. So yeah, this movie right here is the movie that inspired Speed. It has basically the same kind of premise. It's a little bit different in execution, but it has the same type of thing. They go under a speed, people fucking die, right? So yeah, it even says, for well-known, inspired in the 1994 Hollywood blockbuster Speed, Bullet Train's remarkable tense thriller. Yeah, so again, so stoked. Can't wait to watch that. Now, I didn't pay the price for this. Actually, the guy gave it to me for pretty much next to nothing. They were closing out on Sunday, and he was trying to get rid of stuff. I'm like, oh, let's give you a few bucks. He's like, yep, take it. He doesn't really like the movie anyways. The Strange Color of Your Body's Tears. French art house film. I thought it was pretty cool. I liked Amir actually quite a bit. I think I liked Amir more than this one. But, you know, it's like, it's very visual giallo is what it is. It's very artsy. It's not for everybody. It's really not for everybody. I enjoy this shit. Yeah, so it's been a minute since I've seen it, so I just thought I'd upgrade. Why not? It's a very beautiful film, and I feel like, you know, watching in high def might actually benefit a little bit. So that's pretty cool. I know this is long out of print. I never grabbed this. I never upgraded this for some reason, and then it went out of print. I was like, okay. I just can't believe it's never been re-released. But I have the DVD and the VHS, that limited edition VHS that came out years ago of it, and that's House of the Devil. But yeah, again, same table. I got these two for like next to nothing at the end of the day, and I was surprised to see this was still there after day 2 because it is out of print, and I've seen it go for, you know, relatively higher prices. Shit I don't want to pay for, like, kind of catalog titles. Who released this? It was E1, right? So yeah, last time I checked, it was going for too much. Another Code Red title, 107 if you're wondering what number it is. And this one I've actually seen before. It's been a little bit since I've seen it. I remember it being really goofy. And who is... Howie Mandel's in this fucking movie. That's right, starring Howie Mandel. That's right, it's been a minute since I've seen it. And that's The Funny Farm. Look at Howie Mandel with fucking hair. Like, I feel like he never had hair. Like, it's weird. It's the weirdest shit. And then you see him, you're like, no, that can't be him. That's got to be some type of weird clone or something. But yeah, anyways, yeah, Funny Farm. It's been a minute. I believe this is like, when the hell this came on? Yeah, early 80s. I would have watched it probably maybe early 90s or some bullshit, but I've seen it. All right, getting into the home stretch. All right, so moving into the last stack here. So I picked up this, and I've had my eye on this because I'm a big fan of the first film, and I've never seen any of the sequels. In fact, apparently there's even more sequels than this that are kind of related, maybe not related. I don't really know. But he didn't have the first one. I do have the DVD. I've been wanting to upgrade it, and I just kind of keep putting it off. So I think I'm obviously gonna have to order it up because I have the whole sequel box set here. So, and that's the Hopping, the Mr. Vampire sequels, the Hopping Mad, the Mr. Vampire sequels. So Mr. Vampire 2, 3, Mr. Vampire Saga 4, and Vampire vs. Vampire, which I heard is kind of like an offshoot or something like that. But yeah, so yeah, if you're a fan of the Hopping Vampires, these are probably pretty fun. But yeah, I gotta just upgrade my DVD from the first one. So, which, you know, you can get it for relatively good prices. But I was stoked to see that there because I've had my eye on it. So pretty sweet. Actually, I think he had it and he sold it. I think that's what happened. I'm not sure. All right, so Ark of the Sun God, 88 films, 4K release. I think this is like, I'm not sure. This is 88. Italian line something. Antonio Margaretti, I think he was doing a like Raiders Lost Ark fucking rip off here, which is like, of course, man. I mean, the Italians ripped off everything. Why wouldn't you be ripping off Raiders, man? So that is intriguing because I fucking love that shit. And John Steiner, David Warbeck, man. This is going to be outstanding. This is going to be great. I can't wait to dig into that. Okay, this stack is getting crazy. All right, finally got around to picking this up because I just hadn't picked it up yet. I don't know why. I think it's because I was waiting for the original cover and I could never find one, and I was like, shit, dude, it's driving me nuts. But this was the other one that I would have grabbed, and I found this one, so that's pretty cool. And that's the 4K of Dead and Buried. If you guys can see the... Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Yeah. Yeah, so the 4K of Dead and Buried. Absolutely love this movie. It's the original artwork, of course. Got the frame poster sitting right over there because I love it. Yeah, it's. I've heard the transfer on this is really good. Like, I mean, I think I have the original Blu-ray. No, maybe I didn't. DVDs or something. They look pretty muddy, but Dead and Buried on 4K. Now, I was really stoked to see this because I know this was Shout Factory exclusive, one of those fucking limited to 1,500 line bullshit that they, you know, Roger Corman shit that they could just be releasing widely, but they're not because they're assholes. But I was stoked to see this thing sitting there, and like for $20, I was like, well, I'm doing that because it was probably, what was it, 30 American, you know, when it was on the website. So this is a good deal. Yeah, the big bust out. I've actually never seen this before. Maybe it's not Roger Corman. I don't know. But anyways, it doesn't matter. This, I thought Corman had a hand in this or something like that. Maybe he does. I have no idea. But it says screenplay by Sergio Corman. Oh my God, really? That's amazing. That guy did some terrible fucking movies. He directed some bad movies. Yeah, maybe Corman didn't do this. Anyways, the thing is, you guys know, they put out a whole pile of Corman stuff, limited. This was one of the limited titles that probably is not related, but anyways, the big bust out. Stoked to see that. Yeah, I've had my eye on this one for a long time too. I've actually been wanting to get this from Kino, the Edgar G Ulmer triple feature. Yeah, so man, this shit just looks amazing. I think I actually have the Man from Planet X. I think I have the Blu-ray for that already. I think I do actually. Beyond the Time Barrier and the Amazing Transplant Man. Yeah, I think I have the Planet X one already, but pretty awesome triple feature here. Yes, man, you could triple feature these in like no time. 71 minutes, 75 and 58. Like, you could really do a triple bill on that for real. Yes, finally grabbed it. Attack 4Z with Mel Gibson. Aussie flick from 1980. Fuck, look how young Mel is there. Look how young he is. Ever since Severin announces, I've been wanting to pick this one up because I love Severin. Another Kino release. I've had this one on a list again for so long. I never pulled the trigger. I'm not really too sure why, but I love that cover art, man. With fucking Richard Burton. Look at that, Absolution. I think somebody in the UK put this out too. Was it Indicator? I think Indicator put this out. But now this one just cracks me up, man. Like, with Code Red, when this came up on the Code Red site, or maybe it was Dark Force. I think it was Dark Force was selling the Code Red titles at the time. And I was like, what? I'm like, no, that can't be right. Because I knew for a fucking fact that like Chuck Norris had never done a movie with Patrick Swayze before. And I was like, no. And then I looked at the artwork and I'm like, yeah, that's their brothers. That's 100% their brothers. Chuck Norris, Steve McQueen, Patrick Swayze, all their brothers with Billy Drago in fucking Death Ring. Look at that shit. Patrick Swayze's brother looks just like him. It's so funny, man. Looks just fucking like him. Oh my God, this is like the greatest fucking movie. Drago, man, he's so bad in some things, but I dig Billy Drago. He's okay. Then I had to do it, and I said, fuck it. Just like my homeboy Simon. I watched this video. He said, I'm never buying another copy, and I even said that to the guy too. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I have so many copies. I just don't need another one after this. And that's the Chainsaw 4K. Big monster release from Second Sight. Yes, I'm not going to open this because everyone's seen the inside of this shit, but I had to grab it. It was there, and I was like, shit, dude, I got to support his new shop. And yeah, so I ended up with another copy of Chainsaw. Heard it looks beautiful, so not really that disappointed. And also, this is something I actually forgot that came out, because you know me, I'm a box set whore. And not horror, like an actual slut. Yeah, and I completely spaced on this, and I just never picked it up. So I was like, oh shit, I should probably grab this. I've always been super confused on the order of these movies, because the way they're listed is like The Curse 2, The Grudge, Grudge 2, White Ghost, and Black Ghost. I don't know. I don't know. I've always been very confused. I've seen a couple of these. I think like maybe 3 of them. But yeah, so here's the Arrow release of the Grudge box set. Decided to grab that. So I got to run through these and check them out. I don't even think this is all of them. Maybe not. I think there's like a bigger universe of these. But pretty damn cool. And yeah, I completely spaced on this. Completely spaced. Forgot about this set. But you know me, I see box sets that I don't have. I gotta grab them because I love me some box sets. But yeah, I think that's everything. If not, I have an update coming that just got ginormous. I got my Vinegar Syndrome package today, and it had like fucking 20-something movies. It was great because it was like 3 orders, right? It was like the halfway to Black Friday sale, then it was like another sale, then it was like a partner sale. I don't know. And I made a couple other things in there, so they shipped it all in one huge ass box, and I was like, oh damn, that's a lot of movies. But I've been getting a lot of shit, and this next update is going to be pretty huge. So I might actually be doing that soon. My last one was, I don't think I can go another month because I usually do them bi-monthly now. Maybe I'll just do this one at the end of the month. So, but lots of shit's been coming in. So yeah, January, February, March, April. Last one was May, June. Has this been May, June? Well, maybe it has been 2 months. Shit, I don't know. I can't even fucking remember. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for the update. Yeah, tell me what you thought of it. If you were at Horrorcon, let me know what your thoughts were down there. I thought it was a pretty good year. There was some things about it that were kind of a little bit off. If you were there, you know what I'm talking about, but it was still a great time. It felt a little bit thinner this year with people, even though the hotel sold out and everything. It seemed a little bit odd, but I had fun. I seen a lot of people. I didn't see some certain people there this year that I see every single year. It was very strange. I'm not sure if they showed up or not. But shout out to the guy that bought me a beer. He came up to me. He actually comes up to me and he's like, hey, Moods. He's like, who has a bigger collection, you or Mr. Parker? And I'm like, oh, we got a fan in the house. Very, very nice guy. He bought me a beer. Yeah, so shout out to everyone that came up and said hi to me, that recognized me, and also that weren't afraid to. I don't know what it is with that, but anyways, yeah, that's gonna do it for the haul, and I will check you guys in the next video. I'm starting to get into a groove with the new job, so more videos will be on the horizon. It's been so messy lately, not like work-wise, but just what's happening at work, because we're like doing a reconstruction, and so we're getting off late work, super late and shit like that. It's just been it's been really, really tough to do anything. And like yesterday, I got home, I didn't even walk in the house. Kid was waiting at the door, took him to ball. I was gone all night. I was, gone at like, up 7 in the morning and home by 9 kind of thing. Like, fuck. That's the life I live right now. I can't even watch movies, hence buying 4,000 of them. But, it'll come back to it. It'll come back to it. So, but anyways, that's going to do it, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below. What you guys thought of the haul and shit like that. And I think that's everything. I don't know. If I forgot something, I'll go in the next haul. But check you guys in the next video. All right. Deuces! If you guys follow me on Instagram, I also picked up this bad boy. Look at this thing. It's amazing. Artwork is amazing. Yeah.